guys, it's Klandestine, and for today's video, we are discussing my Spear Knight build, including all the different topics that I'm gonna discuss. Cards, enchantment, skill points and stat points, including equipment builds. So, let's go.
The first thing that we will be discussing is stat point allocation. Now, where did I allocate my stat points? Ever since level 1, I've just allocated all my stat points to strength. If you click this question mark icon, it discusses to you all the different base stats available in the game and what each base stat means. So for strength, it increases my physical attack and my weight bearing. Because I'm a knight, I deal physical damage attack. So why did I put all of my stat points to strength? I've seen a lot of other guys saying that stat points should be distributed between strength and dex, because dex gives haste, and as a skill type knight I need haste, right? But why do I allocate everything to strength? It's because of this Lord Knight skill called Spiral Pierce, which is highly dependent on strength. Now at level 10, this gives you 40 times your strength points plus 850% of attack plus the physical damage of your weapon's attribute. This is the primary reason why I allocated everything to strength. Now, you might ask, where do I get my haste? I actually get it from enchantment, which here, if you see, all my accessory enchants have vigor. Almost everything is just vigor. If I were to show you, almost everything is vigor. There you go. I also have this Final Vigor Soldier Skeleton card, so that helps me a lot with haste. Next, we will be discussing equipment builds. Now for my Spear type knight, I chose to go with blue items for my weapon and armors and white items for my accessories. Why did I choose to go with blue armors or blue weapons? It's because of two reasons. I wanted to originally get this set effect because it gives additional final damage bonus for 30 seconds and it stacks up to 5 times. As you know, final damage bonus is a must for skill type knights, and I wanted to get that additional step. The other reason being is blue items give higher percentage in refines per level than white items. So that's the reason why I chose blue items. Now, if you were to ask me, should I go with blue or white? Actually, it depends on you. Both are good and both are very much dependent on how you could maximize your items. So, if I have a blue item which is at a refined level of 4, but you have a white item or a white weapon at a refined level of 6, that's almost the same. The other advantage of white item is the amount required to refine white items is definitely lesser than the amount required to refine blue items. So it's totally up to you guys, whichever is more comfortable for you. Now, do I suggest blue items for accessories, or should people go with white items? I don't suggest going for blue item accessories because I've tried that before. just a brief history, guys, or just a brief background. I used to be a sword type knight, and I used to have an all blue set, meaning my accessories were also blue. Now, I've tried to test whether I'll be having higher damage using white accessories or using blue accessories, and I have concluded that the white item accessories are more useful and they give better stats overall, hence higher damage. So I don't recommend going for blue items for accessories. So for this build, I went with the Drake set, which is the level 40 accessory. It gives you physical, defense, penetration stat, and attack stats. Now, why is this important? It's because for skill type Lord Knights, it's very important that you increase your penetration stat. Now, let's check my stat. It says that I have 36.27% physical defense penetration, right? That means that if my opponent's defense is 1000 and my penetration is 36.27%, that means I have 36.27% success chance to break my opponent's defense. In order for my physical damage attack to be more effective, the higher the percentage of your penetration stat, the higher the damage you deal to your opponent, the higher your attack is effective against your opponent. I'm not sure if you get my explanation, but I tried to explain it as slow as possible. If you have questions, just comment on this video and I'll try to answer it. Okay, so for my talisman, I picked this attack talisman because I need to increase my attack as well. Now, you might ask me, why did I not choose the level 25 haste talisman? A lot of skill type users use that. Why did I not choose that? First of all, I wanted to get the set effect of the Drake set, which is this. I wanted to have higher damage when my HP is lower than 30%. The other reason is I get my haste and my vigor stats from enchantment. As you can see, I have enchanted my accessories to an all vigor type, and that's where I get my haste. The other source of my haste or vigor stat is my weapon, which gives me attack and vigor. So the higher the upgrade of my weapon is and the higher the refine, I get more vigor or haste. Okay, that's where I get my haste. Now let's go to cards. So for cards, do I recommend any white card for starters or for early levels, or should I just save up for the blue cards? You know what? The only white cards that are very useful for early levels for me are the HP cards for your armors, but for the rest, you don't have to buy them from the exchange just yet. I recommend that you save up as much crystals as you can to buy the recommended cards that I will be showing you later on, and to farm as much blue cards as you can, because you will be replacing all your white cards later on anyways with blue cards. The goal is to get a complete set of blue cards for your build. So for the recommended cards, this is what I recommend. The last part that I want to show you is enchantment. Now for early game to mid game, you have two options for enchantment. You can get enchantment from Pantera map or Morocco map. For weapon, at Pantera, here are your options for enchantment. I suggest that if you choose this map, that you pick strength all the way. For armor, here are your options. I suggest that you also pick strength because your final pierce skill highly depends on strength, or you can also pick Vit for higher HP. Now let's go to Morocco map. For weapon enchantment, here are your options. In my case, I chose physical damage bonus as my enchantment for my weapon, but you may also choose to get physical defense penetration. For armor enchantment, you can choose death or physical damage bonus defense. Now for accessories, I highly recommend that you get your enchantment from Morocco map and to get the Vigor enchantment, because this is the only way for you to get this to get your Vigor or haste stats higher if you're not gonna use the haste talisman. Now you may ask, how do I level up my enchantment? You all start from level 1. Now spam your enchants until you get level 1 Vigor or haste, and then spam it again until you get level 2. Now once you get to level 2 Vigor, you have to click accept and then spam that level 2 Vigor enchant until you get level 3, and so on. That's how I got my Vigor enchant to level 4. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned something from it. My next video will tackle the difference or the pros and cons of a two-handed sword type knight versus a spear type knight. Hope you look forward to that. See ya!